1 year ago today, on my mother's dying bed at 92 years old, former sharecropper, her last word were, "Do not let them take our vote away from us." She had fought and seen people harmed, beaten, trying to vote. Talk about an inalienable right. Voting is crucial, and I don't give a damn how you look at it. There are efforts to stop people from voting. That's not right. This is the United States of America.
Your rights were not protected, now you're underrepresented. This condition's uncorrected cause they act like you consented. Feeding dogma to the voters while playing lapdog to the donors. Serving laws on silver platters to the nation's real owners. Used to choose politicians, but now they all choose you. Redrawing the districts to fit the point of view of billionaires and powerful representing just a few. Meanwhile our democracy degrades to something new. Software to redraw districts isn't hard to manage. Party greed and corruption is what's causing all the damage. They'll carve you out your district to gain a slight advantage, then pass laws to dilute your vote is nothing less than savage. Grouping black and Democrat to minimize their votes. Stealing our democracy, we should be at their throats. They'd rather gerrymander so they don't have to answer. Raising nobles from the grave like an elected necromancer.
When we talk about a political primary, what it means is you have candidates in the Democratic Party, candidates in the Republican Party, competing against each other to get the support of the people in their respective parties. Well, forget about that. That's old news. Now the goal is to appeal to one multi-billionaire so that individual can contribute hundreds of millions of dollars into your campaign.
Citizens united, more like citizens divided. Namesake meant to fool you is intentionally misguided. To call this freedom of speech is exceptionally nearsighted. SCOTUS back the 1%, all of whom we're delighted. We get freedom of speech, but in proportion to our dollar. Voice trained out by the elite as our own voice gets smaller. Their dogma broadcast complete, all you can do is holler. Threatens our democracy as our freedom gets squandered. Speech by politicians and fabricates suspicions. Disguises toxic visions used to block more court decisions. Oversimplifies the complex and preys on our emotions. Skips balances and checks to enforce preconceived notions. It's just how they do business, and we all watch them do it. They tell us that it's legal and there is nothing more to it. Half the voting population have all just said, well, screw it. The other half would overthrow if they only knew it.
One person, one vote, that we're all equal, that you have as much say about what happens in government as anybody else? Or do we want to have a political system where a handful of billionaires will determine who gets elected president, who gets elected senator, who gets elected governor, and have members of Congress go crawling up to these billionaires? What do you need, Mr. Billionaire? How do I get the hundreds of millions of dollars you can give me? Is that really what American democracy is supposed to be about?
It's a campaign contribution, it's not freedom of speech. Like in the Constitution, but puts bribery in their reach. We need more prosecution to end this overreach. They're buying politicians to keep them on a leash. It's what's lining their pockets, why would they reform? Dirty campaign finance makes these puppets perform. If money changes hands and services are rendered, they own you from the moment dirty cash money was tendered. Loyalty to your own team is showing your consent. What won't be left of this scheme when our trust has all been spent? Billions to buy laws despite public discontent. To eliminate your vote or make it irrelevant. This is not a donation, they are buying a product. Bribery skirts the laws and masquerades as good conduct. Corruption's so ingrained that it's baked into the construct. It's time we show our leaders that they can't all go and get one.
When you talk about an inalienable right that restricted voting and registration in 5 different ways, all of which disproportionately affected African Americans. They went on to say, this is the Fourth Circuit. I didn't say this. The federal court said it with almost surgical precision. We are better than that.